Here you can see the crochet workshop I did in the lovely workspace of Ilse in Gouda, called Wolschatten on Instagram. That's all my stuff here. And I just thought it would be nice to show you around. She also has a little shop where she sells the lovely big fluffy woolly socks from rainbow wool. And she herself makes these items from clay, those pegs you can put in the wooden boards, and lots from felt. You can see an acorn there and gnomes, toadstools, woolly figures, really nice, dragons. I myself took an Easter bunny home with a red spotted egg, of course. Crystals, some more woody pegs, bracelet from Mad Tea Party, also made with crochet and little beads. Over here are the lovely Oya bracelets by Neentje. I will tag her in show notes. These are from Poppy Rocks. And the felting kits from Gillian from the Fluffatorium. She also sells yarn that if you come to a workshop and need some more colors, there's always yarn at hand which you can use. Here are some pictures from the workshop. That's the bunny. And now I'll show you what the ladies are working on. They all wanted to do a different project. So pillows, shawls. Here somebody's putting the polar bird onto the shawl she made last time. Some ladies worked on a pillowcase. This will be a pot holder. We did some flowers. And during a workshop I teach you tips and tricks and show you how to do flowers, polka dots and much more. That's the bunny I bought from Ilse. And this is me and my son cooking dinner. I went to his next school. He's doing exams next year. And then he wants to go to the hotel school in The Hague. And he helps me cook dinner here. We have HelloFresh for the evening. And he helps, he enjoys helping me in the kitchen. And that way he gets to know how to work it. He now also works in New-Vennep at a little boutique where they make breads. So he knows his way around the kitchen. And it's a nice way to chat with him. Here we're starting to cook. He's got the egg in the hearty pan and he's baking the garlic. That's the recipe we're making. And Tibbe is always a great help. Also, he's nice and tall, so he can reach lots of things high up in the kitchen. And then the dishes need to be done. My dishwasher is always filled with happy dishware. I just throw in the cutlery in the drawer. And then all the happy dishes are stacked up in a cupboard you'll see in a second. My kids never wake up with an issue in the morning because we have happy dishes. There we go. We'll pop into the cupboard in a second. There. Now, one can't be grumpy in the morning, can they? Let me clear away the dishes. I'll open the doors for you so you can have a look. So we've got the cups up on the top, then the bowls, sorted by pattern, of course. And underneath that are the plates, big ones and small ones. You can dine in my house with your whole family, as you can see. I've got enough. And I also like the flowery plates. I buy them at thrift stores and sometimes new as well. Xenos at the moment has nice flowery ones. And even people bring them to me who know I like to have nice cutlery. And I don't mind if it's only one plate. And thrift stores are the best for plates with flowers or gold edging. Anything will do, really. And all the way at the bottom are some nice glass pieces and, what we call the more grown-up dishes, glass plates. There we go, to have a closer look. You see at the bottom it's more chic dining than the flower plates, bowls. In Sweden last year I bought a whole stack too, which were really nice gold plates. There are the nice spotty ones, pink, anything goes really. Stripes, hard dishes from Nathalie Lété. And if the children set the table, they're allowed to choose out of them all. There's not something we only use for parties or at certain days. We use everything all year. And the cups. There's some from Lilo, and there's the cup with Total Mother Fluffer from Gillian. That's the flower in the garden. It's turning into spring. And now you see me knitting away on my Felix cardigan. I was doing a sleeve at this moment. I needed to do the last one, and it took me a while to do it. But it's nice to spend your time knitting, and I like to get my thoughts out of a knot at the end of a day. Just sit there and enjoy some time. It's my cozy corner, so everything is at hand. My crochet hooks, knitting needles, basket at my feet with all the nibs and bobs I need. Perfect way to end the day.
Laughing, having fun. Summer love, you have no idea what you did to me. Summer love, didn't care that we weren't meant to be. You were mine, I was yours. Take me back once more. Summer love, where did you go? Summer love, you have no idea what you did to me. Summer love, didn't care that we weren't meant to be. You were mine, I was yours. Take me back once more. Summer love, sweet joy, where did you go? Remember the days we were young, wild and free, basic getting sprung. We used to dance the night away, hang out the whole next day, laughing, having fun. Summer love, you have no idea what you did to me. Summer love, didn't care that we weren't meant to be. You were mine, I was yours. Take me back once more. Summer love, where did you go? Summer love, you have no idea what you did to me.
podcast from Bypollevie. It's been a busy morning already. I didn't sleep at home last night. I came from Zoetermeer. And well, it's nearly spring here in Holland. The weather is getting better, so I want to work some more in the garden. And it's not obvious for my grass where to stay and where my garden begins. So I thought about the problem, and I thought about I needed to make a border of stones there, but not just any stones. And I didn't want to buy them because a lot of them are thrown out or given away on marktplaats. So I thought I found 30 of them being given away in Zoetermeer near my boyfriend. So I picked them up in the car. They were big. Maybe you saw them, me taking them out of the car. There's a little film of it which I will put in front or either the back of this video, which I'm going to need to make my garden. This afternoon I'm going to take it to the back of the house where the garden is, and then I'm going to start on the border before all the plants are too big and high and make the garden look neat again. So I'm also busy in the garden. I think everybody is with spring. Flowers are bursting out of their bulbs in the ground, and all the branches are getting leaves, and the nature is exploding into spring. So that's a nice thing to see. Also, the flower fields are starting to bloom here in Ilse. I've made a little video of the hyacinths. I saw a purple pink field. I rolled down my window and it smells so nice. It's spring in the air. So it's been a busy morning for me this morning, but I did want to check in and chat to you about what I have been up to. I'm not wearing my Felix cardigan. It's 3 rounds to go and it's finished, but I made a couple of mistakes which I wanted to fix, and I did, which you can also see on a video, and I'll take you through that process. But after this video I'm going to finish it so I can wear it, because next week I will be in London with some fun ladies. I'll tell you more about that next week, and I'll take you along on the video as well. So that's something to look forward to. And I want to take my cardigan along because I want to find some buttons in the shops we might be visiting. Then my tea cozy, isn't it cute? My mum used to felt, and she used to make these chickens, and this one I got, and I like that it's got this curly wool around the neck, some glittery wings, and it fits over over this teapot. They all come with their own teapot because that's where it's felted around. So as you can see, there's a little teapot underneath. It's open from the back and it has a hole here in the front, so the tea cozy will fit over the teapot and keep your tea nice and warm. So this is where the chicken fits. I thought it was nice for spring to show you that I use these items in the house. So this one was made by my mom. A very cute chicken with a bead as an eye. So she's perfect on the table. In my cup from Lilo, it's a lady in Haarlem who throws and on a turning table, makes ceramics. I like to use this cup. It's nice and thin, easy to drink from. So I'll show you some projects that I have been working on. And first one I did was promise you to show you what the chickens would look like with safety eyes. So I bought some on the internet and I attached them to this chicken. I'll show you. But I'm not really content about the way the eyes fit. Maybe it's because my stitches are too big, but the eyes keep disappearing into the chicken. And then I thought, I did put an eye on that side, but then it's somewhere in the chicken and it starts wandering. So they're not really safe for my chickens. So I went back to embroidering them on so they stay put. I do like the shape of these eyes and that there's a little glint inside, so it makes them really look, but yeah, they're not safe. They go away. So I went back to these. I made a little baby chicken. And now my basket is nearly full. I'll show you. I've been working very hard, so they're nearly all done. All different shapes. Oh, here's another one with those safety eyes. Looks quite good. And on this little one, see, there's a place for some more chickens, but this little guy also has safety eyes. They look good on him. They're big enough for his holes. Her. So my basket of chickens is nearly full and done. I think they're nice to give away as a present for Easter or on the Easter table with placement on the dishes. They are set now in my house in little threesomes. I always pair them 3 in the windows and on the table, and you can find them everywhere. A nice detail for spring chickens. And I used, like I said, I used up all scraps, held them together, and it's such an easy pattern and so nice. So I'll tag the pattern again down in the show notes. So if you want to start your Mabel colony, you can start it as well. So that's about my Mabels. I will move these over. Mabel the chicken. And then the Felix cardigan. Boy, that kept me busy. So yesterday I visited the Archeon, which is an open air museum here in Holland about the past. You start in the prehistoric times and walk through it, through the Iron Time and then to the Romans. It's very nicely done. I love visiting Archeon. And I thought to take along my knitting in the basket, so that if I would run into somebody who would knew about knitting, maybe they would have some tips or something helpful. So I had the cuffs done, and then in the pattern it stated that you need to pick up stitches here to make the sides. Which I did, but I'm not very good at picking up stitches. I'm not sure what I'm doing there. So I did one side, which, well, okay, went fine. And then I did 6 rounds and then bound it off. Yeah, bound it off. And then started on the other side. And then I looked at it and I thought, that looks funny, because it was pulling inwards. It was, yeah, not that tightly done, I thought, but it didn't look right. So I showed the ladies in the Archeon, and they also saw the mistake. Let's get it to the way so you can see what I'm talking about. So as you can see, I'm up here with the neck, only 3 rounds to go, so I was nearly finished, but not yet, not quite yet. And here down the front, you needed to pick up stitches for the edge, which I did, and then there you need to make a rib, which I did as well. And then this side pulled inwards after the bind off. So I had to take out the bind off, but I wanted to know what I did wrong, so I didn't make the same mistake on this side. And I had started picking up stitches. So the ladies told me it was either that I picked up too less stitches or my bind off was too tight. So they said to me, try the extra stretchy bind off, which of course they didn't knew in the Middle Ages, but yeah, these ladies can travel in time. So they told me how to do that, and I found a video on YouTube showing me how to do it. So I took it off, the wrong one, I took it out, frogged it and redid it, and now it's perfect. It's the same size as the one on the other side. So I'm happy that I did that. And then I picked up stitches from the neck. I need some tips on that as well. That was really hard work. They were really tight on my needles, and I tried not to skip as many as the pattern told me because I didn't want it to be too tight. But the first round, man, it took me about half an hour to do all of them, and they're not very many stitches, as you can see. But well, so maybe some of you have tips on how to pick up stitches that it's not so really hard. I was at one stage scared I would break the needle, that I couldn't push the hook or the needle through. So that was hard work. But I did it. 3 rounds to go, and this one will be done. As you can see, the sleeves are done with a cuff. I need to work away the ends still. And after that, here as well. And after that I will, there you can see it. I will wash it on the washing machine or on hand wash to make the yarn fluff up and a little bit softer. So this one was made with Jerbo yarn, the Svensk wool, and I love the shade. And I'm going to make another one of these in a greenish color because I like the pattern. It's got this nice raglan with the lace pattern, the holes. I think it's perfect for summer. It's very flexible and light and breezy. A very, very nice cardigan. So that's a recommendable one to do, even if you're a beginner. And well, we all make mistakes, don't we? That's the way we learn. Or I learn at least. And now I know that if I frog it, it's not a problem. I can pick up the stitches again, as you can see in the video, either in front or at the back. So still not finished, still working on this one. But hey, I got another one done. And I want to take it with me to London, so it needs to be done this afternoon. So after this video, I will finish it. And then I've got a tip, probably all of you already know, but I didn't. When I wanted to do the sleeves of my Sunday cardigan, I found out that you can't do them with these hooks, because the hooks together are wider than the sleeve is. So yeah, how do you solve a problem like that? And then I thought, right, I need to take out the cable and put in a smaller one and change my hooks. But I didn't have small needles, so I borrowed them from a friend. But yeah, of course they have to go back and I want to do more sleeves. I can't keep going to the friend to borrow her needles, so I got a solution. Let's show you in this lovely bag from Happy by Mo. I like flowers, I like the print, and this one keeps all my knitting needles together, as you can see. I like the inside too. All of them are in here. So if I go somewhere and I'm not sure, like this weekend, and I'm not sure which needles I need to take, I just take the whole bag and I'm sure I won't be out. In here are my shorties from Chaigu. So what I found out is that I needed to go and find a shorter needle, which I did. So this one is shorter, and if you've got both of them on a cable connected, then they do reach the sleeve, and then I could do it. So this was for me a very good solution. Just use your small ones and then you can do the sleeve. So and they are so very enjoyable to knit with. So I used them on this sleeve and that sleeve, and it's just perfect. So for sleeves I'm using shorties. Not sure what you use, but this is what I use. If you have good tips, please put them in the show notes. We can all learn from each other. Back in the bag. So that was the last tip I have on this one. And don't be afraid, just try, and well, then you might end up with a nice cardigan which you can actually wear. So that's the Felix cardigan. Pop it back in the basket. My bag closed. Well, then Saturday I worked a workshop in Ilse's nice atelier from Wolschatten, and we are going to do a combined one together with felting and crochet, and we are going to do a notebook. So this is the felted, well, could be the felted side. You could make anything you want. Again, you can make a vase or only flowers, or make a house. You can felt anything. And then this will be, the book will be inside. This will go round. And it could be your book cover. Now it's going to be a mixed media workshop. So once you've done the felting in the morning, in the afternoon you're going to either embroider or crochet with me. And you can add flowers to it, or bees, or maybe a house. I can talk you through how you do that. Or if you've got a vase, you can make stems with flowers. And then you've got a lovely personalized notebook, which you can use for your craft ideas, or for recipes, or write down your to-do lists, or anything you don't want to forget. Or even they are nice presents as well. Everybody I give a book to, they really like it. So that's on the 11th of May, a mixed media workshop in Gouda. Gouda in the lovely atelier of woolschatten Ilse, which might be fun if you're in Holland anyway. So that's the base. I need to get cracking though, because I need to add flowers to that. And since my Felix cardigan is finished, I'm allowed to cast on a new project. So that's finding the project is the problem with me. The wool is not a problem. I have no problem finding wool. So there's a really nice shop in Holland online called Wolverhalen. They've also got a stone shop, but if you're abroad and watching this, Wolverhalen might be something you want to see. These are of course my favorite colors. A pink, a raspberry color and a more reddish color. And these three together are just insane. So I would like to make a shawl of these. So I wear a lot of shawls. I like them to keep my throat nice and warm. These three, and then I thought I need a pop of color. So I thought, what about this one? A greenish, bluish green turquoise, which I think goes nice with these colors. What do you think? Isn't it amazing? So there's a story about this color. Once I got a skein of Noru yarn from Japan, and it was such a nice shade, but I only had one, and it was gifted to me, and it stayed in my cupboard for years. I think I've got it 5 years now, no longer, 6. And every time I thought up of a project that I could use it, I thought, no, I don't have enough, and will you see it as well as I want it to be seen, and no, the project's not good enough for the yarn, and you know, all these excuses. So it ended up staying in my cupboard and it never got used. It's still there and I still look at it and I still love the color after all those years, but I need more yarn to actually make something of it so the color will really stick out and pop. So then I went onto Yerbo and saw this one, but yeah, choosing color from a screen is always difficult. So I thought, what will it look like in real life? So the box of yarn arrived and I pulled it open and out came this one, and it was nearly the same color. This one is more greenish, but it's beautiful. And I like the fact that it's tweed, so it's not a straight yarn. It's a bit wobbly, which I like. The color is perfect and I've got 3 strands and there's heaps more of this, so I can now finish a project with this, and I might use my Noro yarn as well. So this is color Deep Sea Marrow and it's a Yerbo Select #1 mohair tweed yarn from Donegal. Yeah, and it's stunning. So together with these, it's gonna be a new project. Like I said, I haven't got a pattern yet. I might design something myself. It might be knitted. It takes me a while though, because I'm new at knitting, but yeah. These together, I might take them along to Sweden, maybe even to England and start on it, because a lot of knitting experience traveling with me. So that's my new project. I'll put them here so you can look at them too. And they might be still here there after half a year, but at least they're in my house and I can think of so many things to do. That's a good thing with handicraft, right? You can make anything you want. Oh, they don't want to be together. There. And so many options to choose from. The sun is out outside and the sky is blue, so I think I might pop in the garden later on and do those borders. I need to change clothes though, because I'm not doing it like this today. So then, there's a new book out in Holland. Kimberly Swaans. She also did the Mouse Mansion book from Mouse Mansion Museum. And now she's got this one, and it's called Gordeldieren, which is your seat belt, which goes in front of you. Especially with children, it often cuts the neck or is too sharp there. So this might be a solution. You crochet this and it fits there, and it also keeps the kid occupied while driving because it's funny looking. So you can make a frog or a bear. There's so many options in this book. I'll show you. Let's leave that one in there. It's described how you do it. A frog, even a shark. Oh, a little bear. Don't want to show you the pattern, but a bear. And I saw my favorite, the ladybug. A frog, also an option. Very cute. Where's the ladybug? There it is. Look at this one with a flower. That makes driving in the car a whole loads more fun. So that's a nice book. It's in Dutch. I'm not sure if it's in English, but if you're in Holland and you want to give somebody a nice book, this might be it. From Kimberly Zwaan. So that's a nice one to remember. Then in this bag is my project. It's the northeasterly blanket. I haven't proceeded that far. It's my take along bag, but I've had a busy week visiting a school with my son, my big son, who will do his exams next week, and he wants to go to a school in The Hague. So we went there for a full Wednesday afternoon to see what it was all about. And of course I couldn't knit there because I wanted to be present and ask questions as well. But I managed to do some. So here it is. And it's such a difference when you've been knitting on 6 millimeters to change back to 2.75. This is so tiny. And remember last week I showed you I made a mistake when changing color from blue to green. I did it in the wrong round. Well, this time when I changed to this nice, this is the Malabrigo one. I think it looked like sunset colors. It's really nice and I like the yarn as well. When I changed to that one, I did it again. Again, I made the same mistake. So I now put in the pattern in which row to do change color and which to do not. Well, and now it turned out like this. So now I know the pattern by heart. It's very nice. My stitches get more even. I like the yarn. I like the way it looks. And it needs to be ready before July the 15th, but then we will go to Sweden. I'm not sure if I will make that with this amount of progress, but in the Netherlands we have some free days coming up and there's another 2 weeks holiday. So I might proceed then, and if I stop making some clothes, then more time will be spent making this one. But I haven't made much progress yet, but I am working on it. And some of you told me they also started the northeasterly blanket when they saw me start mine. So that's nice to know that some of you are knitting with me and running into the same problems as I did. And in this bag I've got some nice yarns together so that if I am somewhere and I do want to change color, I can. And I have a selection of them. The neon pink is of course in there too, and it's down there. Here it is. So yeah, this is nice to have and to know that everything is in this bag, which I actually need when I am on the go. A bag by Renee, which is so handy to use, especially because this is so, it glides nicely. That's what I wanted to say. So that's that. We're nearly there, I think. There's just one more project I want to show you, which is this. I've made these a couple of months ago and I ordered some of these purse tops, a purse clasp, that's the word. And I thought of doing one different purse every week. And I made, I think, about 7 and then stopped because of course life takes over and other projects come by which you want to make as well. But I did make a couple and I found them again, or some of them are in use. And some of them are not, they are waiting to be used. And then I thought, oh well, yeah, let's pick up that project because I've got some new fun ideas to make of them. And I thought I wanted to show you how far I got this time. Or, well, the ones I already have. So this is a house, like a toadstool house. I used a red clasp and they all come with little holes down here. And it's easy to sew you first make the base. And then you sew it into the clasp with a needle, and you need to make sure that the needle fits through the holes. And then find a yarn. Sometimes you need embroidery thread, Sometimes you can use the yarn you crocheted with and you need to split it. But the needle's the most important, and it needs to fit through the holes with the yarn attached to it. Otherwise it's a nuisance. So this one has a front door, and I embroidered on the plants. So you can see that his spring garden is growing. And I like the edge at the bottom, so it's got a grassy feeling to it. So that's a nice house. Then this one I use daily. I don't use a lot of cash, but Pien sometimes likes to pay cash, and you know, to get a card in the supermarket you need €1. So I use this one. It's my little swan with a crown. She's very ladylike, and she's got these crystals on her purse too. As you can see, she's heavy at the moment. There are no patterns of these, all of them. I just make them up as I go. She's got a little tail. Both sides are the same, but this one is such a cute one. And I always get comments when I pull it out at the cashier, or when somebody sees me using it, then they say, "Oh, what a lovely purse, did you make it yourself?" Yes, and it's really not hard if you have the clasp and just have some imagination. You can even make a lemon, maybe a whole fruity basket. I want to do a radish next, which I think is nice to keep your coins in a radish. So that's the swan. I did an ice cream shop. You can see the word ice written there, and it's got windows and grass and nice pink. And I chose for an orange roof with an orange clasp. So that's cute. You could put anything in this, from your coin change or little balls of yarn for a small project, scissors in your project bag to keep your project bag safe. So that's what I use them for. This one is in use. It's a strawberry or a raspberry, what you like. I did it in a small bobble stitch, like the raspberry has, and it's got leaves at the top. And what could be in here? What do I use it for? It rattles. Well, in here are these, which I buy at the thrift store, little fishies, and I wrap ends of yarn around it, which I need to use in a project, and I don't want to get them tangled up. I hang them on these, and they come in all different colors, and to keep them nicely organized together, I have them in here, or they are in use with some yarn in a basket. With a lot of them are. They come in different lengths as well, but these are all the same length in my raspberry purse. So that's a nice way to keep them safe and organized and fun, because I know I need to look for the raspberry. Then we've got this one, which is a bit of a joke. It looks quite boring from the outside. It's a gold circle with rose top. But when you open it and slip this off the rose, you might see what it is. It's a powder makeup circle. You can powder your cheeks. This has no use, but I just thought of the shape when I saw it in the shop. And then if you open it, there's your purse. So a bit of a joke. It's from Lancôme. Of course, I need to embroider the letters out on the outside still. So I thought that was a really funny one to make. Pien likes to use this in when she plays a theater. So slip it through, and then they're together. So that's a powder box. That's a nice one. And last but not least, I like this one the most. It's my cottage from England. I used to live in England, and I love the way the houses look with the woodwork and the thatched roof. So I tried to make that with this one as well. The yarn looks thatched as well. It changes color, or it's not evenly one color. And like you see, I tried to make the hangover, which is so typical from a roof. Embroidered some plants and flowers, a front door, windows, and the odd shape, just not a flat house, but it's in England they also have little tiny buildings next to it. So this one is really nice, and I wanted a little bit bigger one, so I could keep like crochet hooks in here with a ball of yarn, a small project on the go for flowers. So that's a nice one as well. And I now want to make a radish and a lemon, because I've still got some of these left. But I'm not sure if I have time, since I want to make a shawl too and need to finish my Felix cardigan, and the garden needs my attention. But hey, you might have some ideas and think, oh, that's nice to make your own purse or a present for somebody. So I thought it's nice to show you those. Put them all back. Well, that's it for me. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it again. And like I said, next week I will be going somewhere fun. I'll take you along. And I hope you tune in next week to see what I've been up to in England. And the garden, I might make video footage of that as well. So that you can see my garden change with the weather and the stones I have to put in. So yeah, thank you. Enjoy your week. With sunshine, I hope, and lots of handicraft time. And please tell me if you've got any tips for me for bind-offs and picking up stitches. I really appreciate it. Bye, see you next time. It's getting warmer and warmer outside, spring is in the air, and then I always like to work in the garden. At the moment I have a little bit of lawn in my garden, and it's not very clear where the lawn ends and when the garden with the flower bed starts. So I found myself some nice big rocks on Marktplaats for free. I got about 30 of them. And here I'm getting them out of the car because they're quite heavy. I can only carry one at a time, and I need to move them to the backyard and lay them in a line. But maybe I'm gonna bury them a little in the ground so that it's obvious where the grass ends and where the plants begin. Here we are back in the workspace of Ilse, her atelier. These nice hats are made by Elizabeth. She likes to knit them. They are all very different, and some of them are embroidered with stones or glittery yarn. And I like the colorful hat. She always does the Latvian braids. Very lovely lady, nice hats. And that's another peek at the mood bags, which, well, I love to use. And these are made by Janneke. She is a very talented painter, very much detail on her animals. And you can hang these on presents, or, well, they're a gift as they are by themselves, a little woodpecker. And this is Jasper, Ilse's husband, and he had a very old record player. Look at this. Have you ever seen it? Let us listen to it. He's going to play for us a record.
Slechte plaats gepakt. I'm in the mood for love. But even when you're near me, I'm in the mood. The Mockingbirds, is goed even. Geluid dan ook weer wat beter. Moet er niet onderrollen.
En als nou het geluid niet beter is, ligt het dus aan de plaat.
Ja.
En die oude naald doe je dan weg?
Ik heb dit nog nooit geluisterd, weet je. Hoor je dat hij nou net iets duidelijker is?
Iets hoor, niet veel. And welcome to Archeon, which is a museum in Holland. It's an open air museum where you can travel through time. This is the prehistoric section where you can actually go in one of the huts they built, and everything there is man-made. As you can see, the shelves and the clay pots, the huts, and you can touch everything, and there are people there dressed up as we think the people looked like back then, and they can tell you a lot about the way people lived. And it's very interesting to have a look and, well, to be there and to see and feel what it must have looked like to live back then. I enjoy this museum very much. I took along my knitting as well, because I thought I might find somebody in the Middle Ages who could help me with some of my knitting problems. And there are a lot of activities people can do. Here we had to, or we could bake little bread on a stick. And I like all these old handicrafts, the wooden buckets they keep everything in, the baskets they made. Here, one of the children is grinding wheat, so we have flour for the bread. 2 stones together. Everything took more time back then, but I think life was easier. No, not easier, but more peaceful. Here the children sit around the fire, which is lit in the hut, and the people from the Archeon tell a story, and you can bake your bread above the ashes. It was a fun day. If you don't like the Archeon or don't like a museum, skip through these images, because a couple of them will be coming, and I'll see you after the Archeon visit then. But this museum is worth a visit when you're in Holland. And then I picked up the knitting again. So here you can see me finishing the sleeve. Well, that's just, I think, nice to look at. If you don't want to have a look at it, go through it, maybe you want to sit down and have a look at it with your own knitting. Well, enjoy. And here is the Felix cardigan. As you can see, that side is done well and that side is, well, not done well. I need to rip it or frog it because it was too tight. The bind off was too tight. The ladies in the Archeon helped me find out the problem. It's either too tight or either the bind off was too tight or I picked up too less stitches. So if anybody has tips on picking up stitches, please let me know. Because also around the collar, that's why I couldn't finish. It was really tight when I picked up stitches. So if anybody has tips, please leave them down below. And it might be useful for other people as well. But taking it out and redoing it, putting back up the stitches on my needle was easier than I thought. So I can manage that now as well. whilst it's warming up, I also did the 2 trees I planted in the front yard. They have been there now for 2 years and they've grown a little bigger than when I planted them. And as you can see, the trees don't need the bindings anymore so much. So I cut them off to give the trees some more air and room and space before they tie it into the tree, which is not what I want. So I also helped them, and it was a nice day too. Have you been gardening? All those little chores, I always write them down on a list so I know what to do. And well, some of them are long chores, some of them are short chores. This was only 5 minutes and fixed. So now the tree can grow bigger and taller. That was it for episode 4. See you next time.